Little scales, little sigh. I have to go, but don't you cry. Lay your head where the shadows play. I'll curl around you anyway. I'll be with you among the mushrooms, where the soft moss hides your feet. Every breath you take, I'm closer than the blanket and the sheet. I will live inside your heartbeat, in the quiet, in the fray. When you wake and think I'm missing, look for me where mushrooms stay. Your father's world is sharp and cold. He'll teach you claws and greed and gold. But hear me now before I fade. Remember what your mother said. I'll be with you among the mushrooms, where the soft moss hides your feet. Every breath you take, I'm closer than the blanket and the sheet. I will live inside your heartbeat, in the quiet, in the fray. When you wake and think I'm missing, look for me where mushrooms stay. Howard digs and digs for more, leaves an empty, aching core. Strength will bend to shield the small, stand like oak and catch their fall. Power is a burning hunger, never fail, just eats you through. Strength is arms around the helpless. Strength is all I leave in you. I'll be with you among the mushrooms, where the soft moss hides your feet. Every breath you take, I'm closer than the blanket and the sheet. I will live inside your heartbeat, in the quiet, in the fray. When you wake and think I'm missing, look for me where mushrooms stay. Hush now. When you wake and think I'm missing, walk to where the mushrooms stay.
molten ore. Stand straight, claws tighter, feet wider on the floor. His roar cracks the kettle, sends my stories to the ground. He comes drills, not birthdays, every praise a marching sound. Whoa. Scales and campfire smoke, I just wanna laugh, tell jokes, chase the deer, not battle ghosts. But you call me blade, for a kingdom broke, polished up in iron oaths. I'm your fire, I'm your fire, not your sun. Friends sneak me feathers, trinkets, tiny treasures in my pack. Hey! He sneaks me maps of cities, lines of red he never tracks back. Boy, you were born for conquest, but my heart was born for songs, for crooked tents and card games, for staying where I belong. Scales and campfire smoke, I just wanna laugh, tell jokes, chase the deer, not battle ghosts. Still, you call me blade, for a kingdom broke, polished up in iron oaths. I'm your fire, I'm your fire, not your sun. Not your sun. Campfires fade to cinders, armor glows against my skin. If I'm only sharpened hunger, who will let the forest in? Smoke over Saul, red dawn, iron rain, ash in the well, cold mail on my skin, scales under leather, tail wrapped to my waist, old men at the gate, young teeth taste hate. Outside our walls, names on the stones I never learned to see. My claws sailed the hills like they were born for this. Mother whispered, guard us. Father said, kill quick. just a man that dies. Whose cradle did I crush when I shattered that door? Whose daughter will be told he died to end this war? I raise the banner of soul. Hear the valley roar my name, my name. I burn the fields of the foe to keep our children free. Is this my home I defend, or a wheel that grinds us all? Every house that falls before me sounds like my village when it calls. Low song in their tongue, I don't understand the words, but I know the sound. I know that grief, it echoes our winter, it echoes our dead. My flame tastes of cinders from a stranger's bed. I raise the banner of soul, but my hands refuse the sky. I see a village in theirs, hear my mother's cry. Is this my home I defend, if I salt another shore? Or am I burning every village till there is no home? No home, no more. Black scales in the furnace wind, ash rain on a broken ridge. Half-blood heart burning cold, teeth clenched on a childhood sold. Wings tattered but the gaze holds fire, claws flex on the shattered stone. You called me a crack in your empire, I came as the fault in your throne. Father of sinners, open your eyes.
Your shadow split the sky, now it dies.
Arrogant serpent, choke on your crown. Black blood air will cut you down. He coils round the mountain spine, eyes like pits in a starving god, voice like chains on a funeral bell. Bow, broken son, kiss the claw. Our anger collides like storms, two storms, one poisoned by pride. He laughs at the scars on my arms, doesn't see the blade at his side. Father of sinners, open your eyes.
Your shadow split the sky, now it dies.
Arrogant serpent, choke on your crown. Black Lit smoke fills my lungs.
He lunges certain of my death.
Leaves his throat on the edge I've swung. One blind arc, one black spark. Jaw to spine, I cut the line. He falls like a falling age. Wings snap on the jagged stone. His roar turns a rusted gasp. My claws carve history from blood. Father of cinders, open your eyes.
Your shadow split the sky, now it dies.
Arrogant serpent, choke on your crown. Black blood air has cut you down. Jawbones roll
From your grin I rise.
rise.
Your fangs in my hands, your death in my eyes.
Jawbone axe
Dripping dust and flame.
every swing, every skull whispers your name.
Black scale sun.
On a ridge of ash, with a single slash.
Little fire in the coals, ash on my hands, on my clothes, smell of pine and wet stone, quiet in these old bones. Hide my scales under wool, walk the trail, belly full, pack of bread, steel and string, and the small brown caps I bring. I'm the half-dragon, dragon hunter, born from smoke, raised in thunder. I chew nightshade, acid rain, I swing axes through their veins. I'm the half-dragon, dragon hater. Every scale just feeds my anger. Mushroom dreams and iron jaws. I write justice with my claws. Steam from the stew pot,
kill much more. I'm the half-dragon, dragon hater. Every warring, every liar. X's fall like under rain. Dragon flesh on my chest.
Little fire in the coals, and a mountain made of bones. But the weight drags down his blade, wings useless in that heavy glass. Pressure prayers first and last, lungs burn, thoughts slow. Hollow king of the undertow, he lets go of every name he had. Then a tiny green star blinks back. Deeper, deeper. Trust the mushrooms. Little lanterns in the tomb. Deeper, deeper. Trust the mushrooms. Follow fungus out of doom. One glow, then 1,000 eyes. Hey! Ghost caps on the canyon sides. They don't speak, they only shine. Riding roots on the waterline. He folds his fear, he folds his doubt. Claws on rock, he drags right down. Past dead ships and skeleton shoals into the throat of an older hole. Deeper, deeper. Trust the mushrooms. Little lanterns in the tomb. Deeper, deeper. Trust the mushrooms. oars can steer the keel, oh yeah. Sleeps, I woke in stone with salt on my teeth. Half of a beast, half of a man. I saw those doors, above them a brand. Huge mahogany, cut in the wall. No keys, no guards, just a deep dark hall. Glowing moss on the vein, soft green on the stone, hot springs breathing colors, calling me home. The dragon's den, the dragon's den, a place for my fire, a place for my skin. The dragon's den, the dragon's den. Hold on, I found my home again. Jennifer laughed behind the bar. She sized me up like I was a scar. She said, big man, you guard the gate. Keep trouble out and keep it straight. The guests came through with velvet ease. No fear in their eyes, just drinks and peace. They bowed their heads, they knew my name. No blades, no lies, no need for shame. Glowing moss on the vein, soft green on the stone, hot springs breathing colors, calling me home. The dragon's den, the dragon's den, a place for my fire, a place for my skin. The dragon's den, the dragon's den, the dragon's den. Hold on, I found my home again.
I stood by the tap, charcoal skin, cyan hair, golden eyes in the dark. You were black scales and grin, pink-eyed half dragon with a pocket full of spores. We stepped out past the door, past the rich, past the mud, past the names they gave our bones. One small cap and we were gone. We go where the moss leans low, we go where the moss leans low. You and me off-roading our minds. I love you slow, I love you wild. Hush now, love. Hush now, love. We chased a fox through rain, then a town made of blue smoke. You laughed with your sharp white teeth while bees kissed the clover heads. I tucked your hand in mine, you drew stars on my tail. We found a gold-lit cave and stayed till the dark turned thin. Past the ridge, past the mud, past the names they gave our bones. One small cap and we were home. We go where the moss leans low, we go where the moss leans low. You and me off-roading our minds. I love you slow, I love you wild. Hush now, love. Hush now, love. If I wake, keep my name in the hush beneath your tongue. If you turn tonight again, I'll find you by the honey hum. We go where the moss leans low, we go where the moss leans low. You and me off-roading our minds. I love you slow, I love you wild, I love you mighty. Go where the moss leans low.
Black scale, salt in his lungs, room key cut from coral and bone. He drinks deep in the glow of the den, says down here I'm finally alone. Moss-clung halls, happy guests hum, cheap grace on a platinum tray. He tips well, he sleeps heavy, dreams the dragons are rotted away. But the den at the ocean floor
Is fed by stolen breath.
hear the weak go quiet.
As the walls begin to flex,
He cursed their kind with every coils are in this place. He sees his own reflection in a shining serpent's face. 'Cause the den at the ocean floor is fed by stolen bread. Hear the weak go quiet, quiet as the walls begin to flex. He cursed their kind with every word. Never saw the siphon vein. Half dragon in his borrowed peace, resting in another's pain. The master coils around the core.
Come closer,
Scales like polished verdant glass.
child, you hate what you are. Closer,
Yet you feast from the same cracked glass. It tightens its grip on the wellspring, rashing drops for the scared and rich. Pressure pounds at the outer shell. The sea prepares to switch. Sirens wail in velvet halls. Stay calm, there's a minor leak. He feels the ocean in his teeth. Hears the buried victims speak. He tears the sigils from the floor. Black blood, sea water, boiling raw. Fish through gilded lying throat. Salt fills every shining moat. These are not your veins to tap. He spits brine and broken flame. Your hunger built this drowning palace on the backs of those humans. Now the den at the ocean floor
groans like an ancient hole.
gasps flee through cracking corridors.
Eyes wide, pockets full.
He holds the fractures in his hands.
Glass and water, heat and cold.
Half dragon, straining, screaming, till the rushing dark grows slow.
The den stands empty in the deep, a hollow shell of rusted gold. He floats above the silent roof. Every scale feels twice as old.
He once dreamed all dragons burned. Now he knows what fire is for. To cut the chains from stolen power and leave bright ruins on the ocean floor.
on your design.
Black-scaled berserker, I bring the fire back home. You turn my blood into cinders.
I drag the war to your thrones.
Black-scaled berserker,
I tear your sky into shreds.
I flood your caverns with vengeance.
I only stop when I'm dead.
Wing bones cracking,
1, 2, 3,
spine split open,
4, 5B.
6 skulls caved on the cavern floor. 7, 8, 9, I stop keeping score.
10 house, 11 roars, 12 fall from the spire.
13, 14, away through fire.
15, 16, claws stole breath in.
17, 18, still flensing skin.
19, 20,
Their talons in my chest,
black blood laughing.
as it floods my vest. Black-scaled berserker,
I brought the fire back home.
you turn my blood into cinders.
I drag the war to your thrones.
Black-scaled berserker,
I paint your lairs in my shade.
I die in piles of your corpses.
And finally,
My rage fades.
he cursed the fire in his veins. Get to the shade and soil. Soft hands full of healing stems. Your bitter roots are toil.
Lay him down beneath the hill.
Grave of the half-dragon.
Mushrooms rise where blood was spilled.
Grave of the half-dragon. Beneath his breath, he fell to break their reign. Thousands live to work their fields, to call their own old names.
Lay him down beneath the hill.
Grave of the half-dragon.
Mushrooms rise where blood was spilled.
Grave of the half-dragon.
scale, half a fang and half a frail. Village flame and mountain lair, both his blood, both his prayer. He walked out from smoking stone, sword of rust, teeth of bone. 20 dragons heard his name, one by one fell to the flame. Sing of the half-dragon fallen risen, breaker of wings in a fungal prison. 20-1, and the tails still grow. Roots drink his blood where the wild things glow. When the last die turns and the last song dies, the mycelium night will arise. Hey! Final clash on jagged heights, storm above red-orange light. Dragons swarm like burning crows, circling round their oldest foe. He laughed once, then charged the pack. Scale and steel never turned back. Body broke, the mountain shook. Ash on wind, that's all they took. Sing of the half-dragon fallen risen, breaker of wings in a fungal prison. 20-1, and the tails still grow. Roots drink his blood where the wild things glow. When the last eye turns and the last song dies, the mycelium night will arise. Under moss, under rot, under root-bound stone, tiny threads taste his marrow and bone. They whisper, wake, old thunder, wake. They weave him a body the earth can break. Scales of bark, things of glowing white, eyes like caves full of underground light. Now where a shadow crosses sky or crag, he follows the scent of dragon flag. Sing of the half-dragon fallen risen, breaker of wings in a fungal prison. 20-1, and the count climbs on. Where he treads, the great worms are gone. When the last eye turns and the last song dies, the mycelium night will